Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this episode of the How to Play Chess series, we will be covering a special move called En Passant, which is French for in passing. It's a pawn move that is very much a beginner concept, but I do find sometimes people learn about it once, and because it doesn't come up very often, they either don't use it or perhaps they need a reminder. But I know for me, I have rarely had a chance to use this move, but it is a very special one. So let's jump right into it and I'll show you exactly what it is. So currently we have a starting board position. White to move, white moves to e4. Black then moves, let's say to knight to c6. White then moves to e5, and as you can see, it's now under attack by the knight. But black, for any reason, black decides to push the center pawn to d5. Now what I'll just do is I'll quickly turn off the threat bar for one moment. So essentially what you've got here is a situation where the pawns are right next to each other. This pawn ordinarily would have captured the pawn had it actually gone to d6 instead, right? White would have been able to capture the pawn, but this isn't what happened. Instead, black moved the pawn forward 2 squares, as it has every right to on the first go. But the logic behind this is, because you would have been able to capture this pawn, the special en passant move means that you are now allowed to do a very special capture. This pawn on e5 will actually go to d6 and completely take the pawn off the board. I'm going to show you one more time because it's a little bit tricky, and yeah, it's a move that we should try and use more when we can, but there are very limited situations where you can. The pawns themselves have to be quite close. They have to be at least into black's territory, or vice versa. Black has to be in white's territory for you to have this move. But let me just show you this way. Right, the pawn here goes to f5. White will make the most of en passant. It will capture diagonally forwards 1, as it has every right to and as it can, and then it actually takes the piece off the board. You capture the pawn, you move diagonally, and what will likely happen in this situation is white will either be captured by the knight or by one of the pawns, but all the same, it's a very special move. And I have seen certain situations, especially in some of the puzzles that I've done, where actually completing en passant will end in check, maybe even checkmate. So if you complete en passant, or you remember that en passant is available to you at a very special point in the game, it may really give you a strong advantage. Not only have you captured a pawn, and your opponent might look at the board and say, oh, I didn't even see that coming, my bad. You really could be giving your pawn structure a much stronger position, and you could be putting major pieces under attack. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and try and remember to always look for times to use en passant. I think it's underrated, but definitely one to remember and to consider. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.